what we like, while we don't subscribe to the popular belief that all-wheel drive is the only way to survive a Midwestern snowstorm. A Subaru WRX on a set of winter rubber is arguably the most fun way to cope with Michigan's cold season. With its 17-inch wheels wrapped in Bristone Blitzak WS80 tires, the WRX delivers the traction to remain in control with plenty of power to break the tires loose on demand. We've been slip-sliding around parking lots with giant grins frozen on our faces ever since the snow started falling consistently around the first of the year. On our commutes, we appreciate that the punchy, turbocharged flat-four engine and aggressive throttle type and make the car feel extremely quick off the line. On longer trips, multiple staffers have commented on the WRX's surprising refinement. Granted, it's a far cry from a luxury car or even a Volkswagen GTI, but relative to subbies past, the latest WRX feels grown up and livable with comfortable seats and a calm cabin. What we don't like: the touchscreen head unit for the stereo and navigation system has the resolution of a Nintendo 64 and the needless complexity of a universal remote control. Most aggravating of all are the Wii icons for changing the radio station on a screen that squanders far too much real estate on black voids. A few staffers have logged complaints that the stiff ride becomes tiresome after 2 or 3 hours behind the wheel, but that's a point of contention. Others feel that the Subaru's flat handling, firm suspension does its job without jarring passengers. What went wrong? Our WRX has been faultless thus far. We did visit our local dealer for the 6,000-mile service, which consisted of an oil change, tire rotation, and inspection. It wasn't cheap at $88.95, and that was after a $12.49 discount special the dealer was running at the time, but one must bear in mind that Subaru calls for synthetic oil in the WRX. Where we went, we've gone from home to work and back several dozen times, and we've visited Michigan's many northern getaways on weekends. To date, though, Senior Editor Jared Gall is the only driver who has taken our WRX on a long, out-of-state trip. Gall piloted the WRX 500 miles in Uway to Aniwa, Wisconsin, so he could race six-wheeled, Ducey and a half military trucks around a hayfield for a story in our January issue. The races, Gall reports, are one of the few experiences that are definitively more fun than driving a Subaru WRX. Like any new family addition, Subaru's rear drive bundle of joy, the BRZ, began hogging attention before it even arrived. As a concept in 2011, the idea of a lightweight, naturally aspirated, rear-wheel drive coupe from a company built on wagons, all-wheel drive, and turbochargers caused a stir. Then the BRZ arrived in production form with a price smack dab on top of the WRX's. The two-door wasn't just hoarding the limelight. It was stealing the WRX's lunch, breaking its toys, and taking its bedroom. Yet the WRX is handling this new sibling rivalry with an air of maturity. Despite being sandwiched between the BRZ and the STI, the WRX shows no signs of middle-child syndrome. If anything, a little competition from below has forced the WRX to consider what it brings to the table. While the 2015 Subaru WRX features a new, direct-injected, turbocharged flat-four, it's the newfound chassis competence that leaves the best impression. To counter the BRZ's handling prowess, the WRX offers lively steering, confident grip, and a flat ride that rounds off the jolt on sharp impacts just so. After 40,000 miles with a BRZ, we had to know if the WRX could still assert itself as Subaru's signature sports car, so in the interest of fairness, we're giving this red rally rocket its own 40,000-mile opportunity to make its case. Premium, but not upscale, we adopted a Lightning Ray WRX in mid-level premium trim, which adds fog lights, a sunroof, a subtle rear spoiler, and an all-weather package that includes heated front seats, heated mirrors, and a windshield with PDAs are embedded in the windshield. Despite the trim name, the WRX is still marked by a typically humble Subaru interior with straightforward style and basic materials. By passing on the limited trim, we missed out on a power driver's seat, leather-trimmed upholstery, LED headlights, proximity entry, and push-button ignition. Our sole upgrade is a $2,000 package that brings navigation and a Harman Kardon 9-speaker stereo, raising our final price to $31,290. You'll have to look elsewhere for a 40,000-mile review of Subaru's first CVT installed in a WRX, because we equipped our Longtimer with the standard 6-speed manual, the better to enjoy a 268 horsepower turbocharged sports sedan. Ready for launch, the better to launch the WRX, too. Getting a four-wheel drive car out of the hole quickly requires a lot of revs, or in the WRX's case, all of the revs. With the 1,000-mile break-in cleared, we spun the engine to the 6,700 revolutions per minute redline and dropped the left pedal with only a whisper of clutch slip. Then we did it a dozen more times looking for the quickest acceleration time. We used this technique, combined with short shifting into second gear at 5,300 revolutions per minute, to great effect during an earlier WRX road test, recording a 4.8 second 0 to 60 time. Yet in more than a dozen attempts, our Longtimer couldn't quite match that feat. Instead it peaked at 5.0 seconds in the run to 60 miles per hour and 13.7 seconds through the quarter mile with a trap speed of 101 miles per hour, not too shabby for a $30,000 four-door, eh? The chassis numbers were equally impressive, with our WRX stopping from 70 miles per hour in 157 feet and rounding the skid pad at 0.91 grams. Boost from a bygone era. Through the first 2,000 miles, our WRX has been trouble-free and well-received. Drivers have called out the excellent electric power steering which was first perfected on the BRZ and a more polished cockpit. You won't mistake the interior for a Volkswagen's, but our staff has noticed better fits, improved finishes, and a quieter ride than in previous WRXs. We are, however, disappointed to see the same small touchscreen head unit with tiny icons that's used in the BRZ. While the output of the turbocharged 2.0-liter flat-4, 268 horsepower and 258 lb-ft of torque, is nothing to scoff at, power delivery is lumpy and peaky. We shift early in first gear for our testing because the power falls off above 5,300 revolutions per minute. Lower in the rev range there's a sudden surge of boost indicative of turbo lag. In an age when turbocharged engines are practically mainstream and their power curves have been smoothed out, this Subaru flat-4 still drives like an R&D experiment from the early 1990s. Of course, that's right around when the WRX was born, and Subaru's rally-inspired road car has come a long way in that time. Whether it has the chops to keep up with younger concepts like the BRZ remains to be seen.